welcome. This is a video on how to use the quadratic formula to find values of or the solutions for x in a quadratic equation. So the first thing that we need to remember is that to use the quadratic formula, it needs to be in standard form. So this one is in standard form, which is it's ax squared plus bx, the x term is in the middle, plus c, there's a constant term there at the end, and then that's equal to 0. And so this one is in that standard form, and it helps us to see that in this case, a is equal to 2, b is equal to 4, and c is equal to 2. And if either, let's say, the bx term, if there's no x in any of the terms, or if there were no constant term, a term that has no variable with it, it just means those values would be 0. So if you're missing an x term, so if all we had, let's say, was 2x squared, let's just say we had 2x squared plus 2 equals 0, there's no x term, and so b in this case would be 0. Or if we had 2x squared plus 4x equals 0, there's no constant term, so in this case c would be 0. So here we want to go to the discriminant. The discriminant says we've got b squared minus 4ac, and then right below that we've got b squared minus 4ac. Writing this in advance helps you to avoid making mistakes with the substitutions, and having the parentheses is good. So here's b is 4, a is 2, and c is also 2. And then you can plug that into your calculator, or you can work through it by hand. It's sometimes good to do both. So let's see, if we had b squared, if I put b there's a, oops, let's go back, clear. Let me see. Oh, 4 squared. Okay. So I'll go back again here. 4 and then squared minus, remember to use the subtract button at that point, not the negative. So that's minus 4, then open parentheses, 2 times 2, there's 2 in parentheses, and then 2 again, and we hit enter, we get 0 in this case. You can kind of double check it with just, but 4 squared, that's 16. And then I've got minus 4 times 2 times 2, that's 4 times 2 is 8, and 8 times 2 is also 16, and so the value here is 0. And it's a good idea to do it both by hand as well as, like plugging it in the calculator. Not necessarily one before the other. Sometimes we make mistakes when we put it in the calculator, and sometimes we make mistakes when we're doing it by hand, but doing it both ways to get the same answer is a way of kind of checking yourself. When your discriminant is equal to 0, this implies that we're going to have one real solution. And so at this point, we're going to go ahead and plug it in to see what we get. X equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac, what goes underneath there, the discriminant, is all over 2a. And writing that out like that helps you to see, okay, well, this is b, and once again, b is 4. My discriminant, which I've already calculated, is 0, and then a is 2. And so the square root of 0 is just 0. And adding 0 doesn't change anything, and subtracting 0 doesn't change anything. And so you end up with just this, and that's just the one solution. That's how this works, where you only get one. So we're going to simplify this. We would get negative 4 over 2 times 2, which is also 4, and negative 4 divided by 4 would be negative 1. And so we get negative 1. Oh, yeah, the discriminant here is 0. Okay, So the solution is -1. That's the one real solution that we found. The discriminant is what kind of step along the way, and that's how we do this. You got this. Keep working hard. Study. You got this.